Wishing you all a beautiful day today, and so excited that we're all together for another session. As we get settled in, let's take a moment to breathe in deeply, and let's exhale. And let's do that one more time just to get ourselves a little more grounded in the day. And exhale gently. I was on a conference call with one of my teachers in the field of neuro-linguistic programming. NLP is one of the acronyms. And the idea behind that practice and coursework is that it allows us to look at things from a different perspective and create more conscious communication, both with ourselves and with others. It can often be great when we are creating stories, reliving things in the past, making things up about what might happen in the future. And it provides some very clear tools to move forward and look ahead with more clarity and from a different vantage point, reframing our story and our relationship with others and ourselves in this world. So yesterday's topic was about finding our purpose in life. Curious how many of you are in a state of flux around your purpose. About 47% of the average person's waking day is on autopilot. So that means we're walking around in this trance, waking up in the morning, getting ourselves ready, maybe other people, our kids, getting out the door, probably going to some sort of work or commitment that you've got going on, and potentially coming home pretty exhausted, eating something, attempting to unwind a little bit before you rinse and repeat and start all over the next day. Sound familiar? If you're joining me, chances are you're already on a path where you have embraced this idea as a way you don't want to live anymore, or as an idea for someone else, but that you're breaking out of that numbness and you're creating more aware and awake moments in each day of your life. So huge kudos to you. That's amazing. And today we are going to delve even deeper into that concept of passion and purpose. Because even if we're on the path and we're beginning to wake up, we may feel really lost, and knowing there's an inkling within us, not quite clear and sure as to how to continue down that path. So one of the concepts that we'll delve into is being, doing, and having. So many of us have lots of things and crave lots of things, and our culture and society certainly encourage us to have things. There are so many marketing concepts out there that encourage us and lure us into a fictitious belief that when we have XYZ, we will find fulfillment and happiness. And I think all of us can look back at something in our life, whether it was a goal of achieving something or gaining something, where we really thought that was the ultimate. Oh, when I get that job title, when I get that new car, oh, when this relationship works out, then everything will be amazing. And what I think often we find is temporarily we may feel some satisfaction, and yet it lingers only for a short while, and then we're on to the next thing. And so what often happens is we can look at things from two different perspectives of goals. One is an aim goal. The other is an end goal. And I think most of us would agree that we were raised to have solid, specific, targeted end goals. I want to achieve X weight by Y date. I want to have X number of dollars in the bank that will make me feel successful. Fill in the blank with any others. And those end goals are wonderful when we're attempting to hit small targets and check our progress along the way. However, an aim goal, which is much more of a broad direction, is really the key for us to be congruent and authentic internally. This is like our guiding North Star. Chances are, in our lifetime, we will not end up reaching and achieving access to the North Star. And yet, when we look up in the night sky, we certainly get clear direction and guidance as to where our compass is pointing us, how to get there. And so while it may seem strange that we would want to be going for this thing that likely is unachievable, that is actually the connection that keeps us motivated and inspired. All the rest will fall in line when we can become congruent with that underlying broad direction that we're heading. And that's our passion and our purpose. Sounds easy. So how do we get there? Well, that's the next part of this equation. One way is to create an avatar. And this is a vision, a model, a sculpture that we have and we can see clearly. We can envision exactly what this being that is ultimately ourselves in the future is going to look, feel, hear, taste, see like, and what they are going to achieve. So this North Star, this aim that we're going for, is really a 10 to 20 year goal. 10 to 20 years is a number that has been created based on hundreds and thousands of people that have used visualizations such as this and have really honed in and found their avatar and creation. So it's personal. You figure out what that right time frame is for you, knowing that 10 to 20 is a broad range that has been successful for many others. And so with this avatar, you're really getting congruent on this future vision. And this can be a little intimidating because it's you in this bright, bold, beautiful future, living out the vision that you were meant to achieve here, sharing your gifts with others. For some of you, that may be as a musician on stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people. For others, it may be writing a book and sharing your words and your story. And for others yet, it may be caring for your elderly parent. All of these are beautiful ways of shining our light and creating our gifts. So in today's meditation, we'll delve into getting a little more clear on our purpose, envisioning this avatar. And before we do that, we'll just go back to this concept of being, doing, and having. When we create the structure and possibility of an avatar, we go into that being stage. We are not human havings or human doings. We are human beings. And so while having is wonderful and fine as course steps along the way, they are not the ultimate goal. And I think many of us can attest that once we've achieved certain things, we realize that. So we shifted direction and we moved from having into doing. Maybe we got more involved in our community. Maybe we did something more self-caring for ourselves. And yet, if it's not linked to the ultimate North Star directional aim, then it still leaves us feeling like we've got more to achieve. And so having and doing are beautiful steps along the way, and they're all part of the integral process. It's about shifting the balance so that even more attention and focus is on the being. So with all of that in mind, when you're ready, feel free to get comfortable, close your eyes if that feels right for you. We'll begin to settle in, taking a nice, long, slow, deep breath, and let that go. One more time. Exhaling gently. And let's take a moment to notice in our body where we might still be holding on to some stress or anxiety or wanting to control. So feel free to breathe into that area for a few moments. Maybe it's your shoulders, your chest, your stomach. And as we consider our passion and our purpose, what drives us in life, let's ask the question, who am I? Let the answers flow, whatever may come up. If there's just a blank space, ask the question again and just sit with the moment, knowing that whatever appears is meant to be right now. Who am I? And now, let's ask, what gifts do I bring into the world? Once again, let the answers flow effortlessly. All of the little and the big things. Who are we to judge what counts as little or big? You have many gifts. Let them flow. So often the things we take for granted are our greatest gifts. We may not realize that our talent for listening is important to someone who feels the need to share. Or that our keen eyesight is willing to pick up litter along the beach and in our neighborhoods. Whatever your gift, just allow them all to float by, noticing. And as you think of these gifts and who you are, begin to look ahead 10 or more years in the future. If you're in your golden twilight years, you have just as many gifts to offer as those who are young and just setting out on this journey. You may just have different perspectives, different experiences, different reference points to utilize as you visualize this future. What do you see yourself doing and acting like in 10 years? Maybe this is a blank slate for you right now. If so, try on a few different hats. This is playtime. See which, if any, feel congruent, feel truly authentic and connected with your inner state. Could be as simple as playing with your dog, feeding them, loving them, making sure they have nice long walks. And then begin to expand this vision. How does this serve others? And even if this is something for yourself, get creative. Just in you being more joyful and fulfilled, you shine your light more brightly, so others are encouraged to do the same. So how do you serve? Notice your surroundings, making this picture bigger, clearer, brighter. How does it feel to be in this future vision and to be of service, serving your own internal flame and desire, and letting that glow and light be shared with others? Continue breathing into this vision, allowing it to expand and morph. And as you continue to explore this future avatar, this being that is you, fulfilling your purpose and gifts and talents, let's begin to contemplate and explore what is one step you might be able to take now that would get you closer to this vision. While we are human beings, there is some action and doing that happens along the way to keep us on our path and moving forward. This is leaning in a gentle nudge or step in a direction. No need to force, just gently heading, steering and course correcting as necessary to stay aligned with your North Star. How does that first step feel? There may be a moment of hesitation or excitement mixed in with anxiety. As we come out of our state of autopilot and numbness, we will have emotions that in the moment may feel a bit uncomfortable. And yet as we push through those hesitations and fears, we will find we are closer to our aim each step of the way, with a longer lasting fulfillment, success, and gratification than could ever be had with simply an end goal. So when those moments happen, breathe into that discomfort. Breathe through it. Continue breathing. Seeing the connection and the dots forming between today and your avatar 10 or 20 years in the future. Let's take another moment to visualize, knowing there is murky waters in the middle, uncertainty in the unknown. It's not for you to figure out all of the hows and details in the middle. They will appear and unfold as long as you continue to focus on your North Star direction. So one more time, make this picture bigger and brighter. Breathing into this vision. Feeling the authenticity, congruency, and pure fulfillment in aligning with your purpose. So when you're ready, feel free to begin to open your eyes, come back into this space. Maybe you have an action step that you're willing to move forward with today or this weekend. This is a gradual practice. You can come back and visualize and sit in quiet and stillness anytime to reconnect with your purpose and your vision. And you may even consider creating a whiteboard or putting your mission statement, your purpose, this paragraph or few sentences of what feels truly congruent for you in your phone or on a note, somewhere easily visible on a regular basis to guide and encourage and remind you that despite everything that happens all day long in the chaos and the busyness, that beyond all of that, you have a clear direction and guidance so that whenever you're searching for your direction, you know where to aim. Thank you so much for joining today. It was beautiful to share this time with all of you.